evening, everyone. Thank you. On behalf of Maureen and Stanford, welcome to 2023 NYSID annual meeting. We're delighted to have you here with us, and let's get started. I'm sorry. Would Andrew and Michelle from Flame the Band please join us?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening. I'm Stanford Perry, the chair of the board of NYSID, and I'd like to start out by first thanking Michelle King and Andrew Carpenter from the Arc Lexington and Flame for that great rendition of the national anthem. And with that, we will call this meeting to order. NYSID currently has 99 certified member agencies in good standing. 10% of those members, in person or by proxy, constitutes a quorum. We have more than 10 members in attendance, and therefore we have a quorum. The first action will be to approve the 2022 meeting minutes. All members have received an email copy of the minutes of the 2022 annual meeting. A majority vote of those members in attendance constitutes the action of the membership for approval of the minutes. We have 14 members in attendance. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the 2022 minutes as presented? Thank you, Kevin. A second? Thank you, Stephanie. It has been properly moved and second. All in favor? All opposed? We have a majority. The minutes stand approved as read. We will now move to the 2023 election of officers. All members received via email on October 5th a ballot of the election of directors for the class of 2026 as recommended by the NYSID nominating committee. Directors shall be elected by a plurality of votes of those members in attendance. Again, we have 14 members in attendance. At this time, I would like to ask for a motion that we would ratify the election. Thank you very much. We need a second. Thank you very much, Greg. The motion has been properly moved and second. All in favor? All opposed? The ayes have it. The motion is carried. Congratulations to our class of 2026. And as we congratulate the class of 2026 on their election to the Board of Directors of NYSID, I must take time to thank and recognize the entire NYSID Board of Directors for helping the organization achieve an incredible year. At this time, I would like to ask the entire Board of Directors of NYSID to please stand to be acknowledged. Your feedback, support, and thought leadership in relation to creating and sustaining employment for people with disabilities in New York State is simply outstanding. It has been my esteemed pleasure and honor to serve as chair of this august group, which includes some of the state's foremost innovators and leaders who continually make great things happen for people that we support. As is the case with everyone in this room, we gain great fulfillment and meaning in our lives, in part because of the work that we do. As a result of our employment, we're able to realize the American dream. This realization makes it easy for us to understand why our imperative to ensure high-quality work for people with disabilities is a noble mission and cause that demands our continued enthusiastic focus. I'd also like to thank the NYSID staff, led by Maureen O'Brien, President and CEO. As we strive to attain even greater employment for people with disabilities, it's important that we acknowledge the hard work of our leaders and our staff for what they've done to move this organization forward. Thank you, Maureen. It is critical that we continually cast a wide net to ensure that those who are left behind are indeed included in our tent of employability. A 2021 study by the National Institute of Health focused on increasing participation in competitive employment among people with intellectual disabilities. The rate of paid employment for this group remains low in comparison to people without intellectual disabilities. In the general population, worldwide employment rates range from 42.6% to 85.5%. In contrast, the employment rates of people with intellectual disabilities in Western countries are estimated between 7 and 49%, according to the research. It is clear that there are still unequal employment opportunities for people with disabilities in general and for people with intellectual disabilities in particular. And we are so proud of NYSID's long legacy of ensuring employment for people regardless of level of disability. And that's a record that we can stand on and certainly be proud of. In order to optimize the participation of people with intellectual disabilities in competitive employment, it is essential to explore experiences in competitive employment settings of people with intellectual disabilities themselves. The small number of quantitative and qualitative studies examining work experiences of people with intellectual disabilities revealed, for example, that being paid and staying busy and feeling connected to a community and a sense of contribution and enjoyment of work are important benefits to this group of individuals. But these studies did not exclusively address the experiences of people employed in competitive work environment. And once again, NYSID is very proud of its long-standing record of ensuring competitive employment and integrated work environments for people with disabilities. And we are honored tonight to be able to celebrate those individuals in yet another annual meeting. In order to encourage governments to adapt policies in order to realize their efforts to achieve full participation and equal opportunities in the labor market for people with disabilities, it's very important that we continually cast a broad net. And in spite of our success, there are still countless numbers of people in New York State that would love to work and are not working. They may never grace our stage to accept an award. They may never even be in this room. But our efforts, our hard work, our advocacy, and our ingenuity is needed to ensure that everyone who wants to work is given the opportunity to work. I'll leave you with a quote from Laura, a self-advocate from the J.M. Murray Center. And I quote, "Staying at home all day, that's not my choice." So we need your help, we need your support, we need your enthusiasm to ensure that her choice to work is indeed fulfilled. It is now my pleasure to introduce our current Vice Chair and 2024 candidate for Chair of the NYSID Board, and one of our state's most outstanding leaders of creative employment solutions for people with disabilities, Patrick Bardsley.
Good evening, and thank you so much, Stanford. You've left me with some pretty big shoes to fill. I thank you for your leadership, the example you've set, and your mentorship along the way. I really admire you for all the work in your community, but also, of course, on the NYSID Board of Directors as our chair for these past 3 years. Please, everyone, Stanford Perry, the last 3 years. Thank you. Well deserved. I was first introduced to the world of disability about 15 years ago. I decided to leave all my families and friends in the great British summertime to spend 3 months at a special needs summer camp not far from where we are tonight in upstate New York. I didn't know it at the time, but that summer changed my whole life. And it was one conversation in particular at the very end of that summer that altered the direction of my thinking and the whole purpose of what came to be for the rest of my life. It was the last day of camp, camper pickup day. All the parents were arriving in their cars to pick up their sons and daughters. And, you know, as the camp counselor, you speak to every family and you tell them how much fun you had. You share the memories of the summer. And as the conversation winds down, you talk about, you know, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to have to eat? You know, what are you doing next week? What are the plans for back to school? You know, and because you want to know what's going to happen with your camper's life. And one parent, towards the end of that day, said to me with a tear in their eye, "I don't know what happens tomorrow. I don't know what happens next." Their son had graduated high school before camp that summer. They had no services lined up, and any hopes of employment or the ability to live outside of their parents' direct care were inconceivable. Because of this, they shared with me their one wish, and it's a wish as a new parent that I understand that you should never feel, but I fully understood it. They wished with all their heart that they could just live one day longer than their child. Just one day. That way they could always be around to support and be there for their child to live out and as they lived out the rest of his life. And to me, that's why the work of NYSID and its members matters. That's why every order from a state agency or the private sector matters. That's why I feel so incredibly honored to be a candidate to be assuming the role of NYSID's board's chairman. To me, it's personal and it really matters. Employment matters. It's life-changing, and not just for the individual, but for their families, their friends, and their loved ones. It's the pebble in the middle of the pond that ripples out. People with disabilities make up the largest minority group on the planet at just over 15% of our global population. It's also the only minority group that you or a loved one can join at any phase in your life. We all know the unemployment rate for this group, as Stanford just pointed out, is unacceptably high. And we've all heard stories like the one I shared from that camp parent. Thankfully, though, we have the people in this room, especially you award winners, who get up every day and do the work alongside NYSID to transform tomorrow. I'm grateful to be doing this work alongside all of you. I really mean that. Speaking of people who I'm grateful for, there are a few who do more for the cause than NYSID's dynamic and passionate leader. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to welcome to the podium our President and CEO, Maureen O'Brien.
Thank you, Stanford and Patrick and the NYSID board for your leadership. Our theme tonight is Transforming for Tomorrow, and it's apropos as NYSID initiated a number of big transformations in 2023. In accordance with our designation agreement through State Education Department of New York, NYSID completed our next 3-year strategic plan in January. The plan focuses on 3 pillars: expanding sales and marketing, strengthening advocacy and government relations, and improving operations management. I'd like to welcome State Education Department Deputy Commissioner Sloan Myers-Ruff. In March, NYSID sponsored the Developmental Disabilities Planning Council Willowbrook documentary. If you have not seen it, I encourage you to do so. It was a powerful evening discussing how to transform systems of care. In April, NYSID was named a top workplace by the Albany Times Union, and I received the Nonprofit Leadership Award. Thanks to all of the members of the NYSID team. You're only as good as your people, and my people continue to work tirelessly aligned to our mission. In June, NYSID partnered with the Alliance for Inclusion and Innovation on their national expansion of employment opportunities Network Working Group. Additionally, we jointly commissioned the Rockefeller Institute of Government to study navigating the benefits cliff and the role it plays in the decision to work for people with disabilities. I'd like to welcome Michael Searwriter, the Executive Director of the Alliance, and Lee Wednoya, the Senior Policy Advisor from Rockefeller. In July, NYSID, through the Center for Disability Services, began printing and mailing the large format items for OTDA. It's an additional 1.5 million impressions per month. Welcome to OTDA Commissioner Barbara Gwynn. NYSID engaged with the team from Transitions Albany campus. Transitions works with young adults with learning differences, including autism. We brought on several neurodiverse interns at NYSID, and I'm happy to report that one, who I think is here tonight, Dylan, moved to full-time employment with us. See here? In October, NYSID completed a reorganization. He's not going to be happy that I'm doing this, but Joe Messina, our Vice President of Sales, began a transition to retirement. We are incredibly grateful for Joe's 33 years of exemplary service. I'm in trouble. Fortunately for all of us, Joe will phase in his retirement. He's going to do some part-time work with us with some business development. I'd like to recognize and congratulate Meredith Hartman, Executive Vice President on 20 years of service, Melissa Lieberman, Senior Contracts Administration Specialist on 25 years of service, and Margie Werder, Western New York Account Representative on 30 years of service. NYSID gave back hundreds of hours of volunteer service this year, $100,000 in charitable donations to organizations that share our mission. We awarded $73,000 in matching grants to assist our members' business transformations, and we absorbed over $420,000 in interest payments and $380,000 in credit card fees for our member agencies. Tomorrow, at our first board meeting of the new fiscal year, we will welcome 4 new board members and elect new officers. I want to personally thank Stanford for chairing the board for the last 3 years. I have learned an immense amount. I am really, really proud of the 6,348 jobs that were created in 2023 on 3,378 NYSID contracts. 4,769 of those jobs were competitive, integrated employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities with an average hourly living wage of $21.78. The total taxable disabled wages earned in this past year were $79.8 million. Post-pandemic business is improving. We created more than 350 new jobs this year, and although our work is never truly done, it's excellent progress. We engaged with new customers this year to move the employment needle even further, especially the New York State Association of Counties and the Arc New York. Welcome to Patrick Cummings, the Legislative Counsel at NYSAC, and Eric Geiser, President and CEO of the Arc New York. We continue to penetrate markets that grow employment opportunities. Our partners from Hill & Marks are here tonight. I'd like to welcome Jason Packer, President and CEO, and Chris Traver, the Director of Business Development. Being an employment champion is what all of us gathered here do. And at this time, Stanford and I are extremely pleased to introduce NYSID's 2023 champion, our distinguished colleague, Kevin Crosley, CEO of Arc Herkimer. Please turn your attention to the screen.
I grew up with NYSID. I started in the mid-'80s, and within just a couple of weeks of my time being at the agency I was with, I was working with NYSID. I came into this industry on a complete fluke. My background in education was not at all in the field of disabilities. And what I came to realize is that it really met my personal and business value system. And so the 3 to 6 months that I thought I would stay ended up being 21 years at the first agency, and then now the last 18 years as CEO at Arc Herkimer. Providing work opportunities for the people we support has been my passion for 39 years. And I hope that NYSID, and I'm sure they will, continue that passion going forward. I'm very excited about the leadership and the direction that NYSID is taking. A huge an advocacy organization now, which was never really a great focus for NYSID, as well as just creating tremendous opportunities for people. When Maureen called me and said, time to get a new suit, bring all your family and friends, you're going to be our 2023 NYSID champion, I was speechless.
A NYSID champion is someone who gets up every day and thinks about the mission of this organization and participates in driving it and moving it forward. Kevin Crosley has been a NYSID champion for decades. He's been engaged in the organization as a board member. He's who hired me, and when he interviewed me, said, I want someone who's going to change it up, who's going to change everything, and I am so grateful for the support that I had from Kevin during that process.
Kevin is the epitome of a NYSID champion, not because he is the longest serving current board member and the immediate past president of the NYSID board, but his leadership and commitment on behalf of people with disabilities for decades extends well beyond NYSID. His innovative programs that put people to work in his community and throughout Herkimer County are indeed a model of excellence that we all can emulate.
It's never easy to take an organization and look at it really closely and say, let's do things really differently than we've done them for the past 30 years. And that's what we did together here at NYSID. I'm really grateful for Kevin. I'm grateful for what he did for the organization, what he's done in this industry, and what he's done to bring awareness to the importance of individuals with disabilities in the workplace.
I knew what the award had represented before. It really has not traditionally gone to someone who works directly in the industry as an executive, and so I was truly honored to be recognized in that vein. And I just, hope that I've contributed some level of positivity to the organization for the last almost 4 decades, which to me, to even say that is difficult to get those words out, but I've loved every minute of it, and I am just unbelievably honored to have received this award.
So Kevin, before you come to the stage to accept your award, we have a proclamation to congratulate you on this significant honor. And it reads as follows. Proclamation to congratulate Arc Herkimer President and CEO Kevin Crosley upon his retirement from the NYSID Board of Directors. Whereas Kevin Crosley has served on the NYSID Board of Directors for 15 years in the capacity of member, vice president, president, and past president. And whereas Kevin Crosley has been an extraordinary contributor to and passionate advocate of NYSID's mission of providing meaningful employment for individuals with disabilities. And whereas Kevin Crosley's work has been executed with great intellect, you like that word, don't you? Compassion and a wicked sense of humor. And whereas Kevin Crosley's legacy will continue on in the lives he has touched as he deservedly begins to enter his golden years. I didn't mean that. And enjoy more time for his family, his golf game, his lovely wife. It's great to see you this evening. And his love of fine wine. Now, therefore, we, Stanford Perry, Chair of the Board of Directors, and Maureen O'Brien, President and CEO, on behalf of the entire board and NYSID staff, do hereby toast Kevin and proclaim that Kevin Crosley is officially commended for his outstanding and resolute service to NYSID, that the impact of Kevin Crosley's work on behalf of tens of thousands of individuals with disabilities across New York State and NYSID's gratitude for that service will endure for many years to come. Stanford Perry, Board Chair, Maureen O'Brien, President and CEO. Congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am honored, very honored. I will tell you that at the last board meeting, my good friend and colleague, Steve Towler, where are you, Steve? Said to the board, shouldn't we have a parade? And the board laughed, as you all just laughed. And I was actually on the phone out of state calling in from a conference, and when it went silent, I piped up and said, you know, I'm a little disappointed that you wouldn't take Steve's recommendation seriously. So what I've done for the reception after, I've hired my own mariachi band. Now, in all seriousness, this is a great thing, great award. First thing I want to thank is Maureen, Stanford, Patrick, good luck, the NYSID board, the NYSID staff. It's been a pleasure to work with you for the last 15 years, and even much longer as the video portrayed. I want to congratulate, first and foremost, all of the winners tonight. You are why this program works. So congratulations to all of you in advance before you receive your award. There's a few other folks that I need to thank tonight. So over here at table 8, I would like them to all raise their hands if they would, and if they don't, I will make them stand. So please raise your hands. That is the entire executive team of Arc Herkimer. They are here tonight in support of me. They are amazing professionals. Each one in their own area of expertise are just absolutely fantastic. I told them within the last 2 months that it's the best executive team that we have had in my 18 years as a CEO. And we have a lot of fun, we laugh a lot, but we get a lot of things done. So thank you very much, team, for being here tonight. A chunk of my family is here tonight. My beautiful wife, Leslie, of 40-plus years, is here. Thanks, Les. Our oldest son, Kyle, has driven in from Rochester, and he's here tonight. He is married and graced us with our first grandchild, little Miss Annie, who is nothing short of delicious. Kyle is here tonight. Our daughter, Rachel, has flown in with a week off from Phoenix, Arizona, so I believe she gets the award for coming the furthest tonight. Rachel was recently married in April, and today is actually her birthday, so happy birthday, Rach. Our youngest son, Avery, could not be here tonight. He lives and works in San Diego. I have a feeling that he is streaming us right now on Facebook, so Aves, if you're watching, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And last but not least, I want to thank all of you. You are the reason that this program exists. You know, maybe you're a staff of a member agency whose responsibility it is to go out and find work and run that work through a NYSID contract. Maybe you're an advocate. Maybe you're a family member who has seen the value and dignity of work through a loved one's eyes due to this program. You might be a political appointee whose responsibility it is to oversee the program and to ensure its long-term success. You might be a member of our legislature whose policies can have such a very positive effect on this organization going forward. Maybe you're a lobbyist who's out there grinding away every day, talking to our political leaders and reminding them how important this program is, not just for the people that we serve, but for the communities within where they live. Or maybe, just maybe, you're a big fan of watching people with disabilities realize self-worth. Thank you. And even more importantly, and in a lot of cases, self-sustainability, something that we all are pleased to be able to do through this program. So whatever your role, whatever you do, it's because of you that NYSID is the #1 state use program in the United States. And for that, I thank you. I am very pleased to receive this award this evening, and I hope I've played a small part in helping our population live a better life. Thank you very much. I don't drink wine.
Thanks so much, Kevin. It's now my pleasure to introduce Cassie Hudson from News 10. She's going to take over as the awards MC for the second year in a row. We're delighted to have her. Cassie's passionate about stories of people with diverse abilities. Welcome, Cassie.
All right, let's give out some awards. I want to say first off, thank you for inviting me back to NYSID's annual awards during New York State Disability Rights and Awareness Month and National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Helen Keller, a pioneer in disability inclusion, said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." And this is so true for NYSID's membership and its so many supporters gathered here tonight. Together you do so much to make rewarding employment attainable for thousands of individuals with disabilities and qualified veterans. Now, before we get started, can I ask that all honorees remain in this room at the end of the show for group photos before you head into the reception. All right, the first award, the one you've been waiting for. The first award is presented to NYSID's Member Agency of the Year, chosen to reflect this year's event theme of Transforming for Tomorrow. Second Chance Opportunities became involved with NYSID more than 10 years ago to help assist individuals in recovery find stability through employment. What started with a handful of custodians has grown into several janitorial teams working throughout the Capital Region, including at key state agency buildings and the Adirondack Welcome Center off the Northway. In the past year, Second Chance transformed its business through a new NYSID collaboration, which you're about to see. You'll also meet Madeline Witt, the Second Chance Employee of the Year working on NYSID contracts, who is on her way to home ownership thanks to a steady paycheck for her job well done. Please turn your attention to the screen.
Second Chance Opportunities is a not-for-profit located in Albany, New York, and we work with people who are in recovery from substance use disorder. We provide housing, employment, and we run a recovery community center that provides ongoing supports for people. We clean on like 45 janitorial contracts through NYSID, which provides people full-time employment, being paid the prevailing wage, which is a wonderful opportunity. As a result of that, it's enough money where people can not only pay their rent, but they can clean up their debt, they can pay off child support arrears, then, move and plan on having a future, whatever that looks like for them. It's important to create employment opportunities for people with disabilities because the unemployment rate currently is 67% for that particular population. For people with substance use disorder, what we like about the janitorial contracts is the work isn't difficult. It's not a high stress environment, and it provides immediate gratification. So you walk into a room, the room was dirty, they clean it, and now you immediately have that gratification that you've done a good job. Our uniforms, we use a light blue color because we don't want people to be dressed in dark colors. We don't want to create creatures of the night, but we want to give people an opportunity to have a professional job that they can move forward with in their life as an individual.
I'm actually now in recovery. It's all new to me. I didn't know anything about the recovery world, and there's a lot of facilities out there, a lot of places that are there to help. I had learned about second chances. They just were open with welcome arms. Kelly has been very inviting, and she's got a great staff. Her team is amazing. What my paycheck means to me is security. It means a way of paying all my bills and putting money aside for my goals, and most of all, my highest goal, which is my house I want to buy.
This year we have our first NYSID commodity. We are in partnership with Passano Paints. Joe Franklin and his team are hiring our people to work at their facility, which is a huge opportunity. Right now we have one person working there, but if the state buys our paint, we'll be able to employ many more people.
Passano Paints understands historically people with disabilities have been disenfranchised in terms of creating sustainable career opportunities for themselves That's why we're delighted to assist SCO, the Second Chance Opportunities Organization, and NYSID in terms of creating sustainable opportunities for people like Michael. Michael came to us a few months ago, hit the ground running, and has become an integral part of the team here at Passano Paints. He's a wonderful employee and has done a great job.
All right, please welcome to the stage Second Chance Opportunities Executive Director Kelly Rowe and NYSID Employee of the Year Madeline Witt.
Good evening. This got serious when I walked in the room. This isn't just like, speaking at a community event. First, let me say that first of all, I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means to me is I haven't had a drink or a drug since February 6, 1995. Thank you. Thank you. As a result of that, I'm a wife, I'm the mother, and I have the great privilege of being the executive director of Second Chance Opportunities. And I introduced myself to that way because once we stop using our substance of choice or whatever, we disappear. You know, people in recovery are 22.5 million Americans are living in recovery right now. And given an opportunity, we get well and we thrive. And really, in our world, everything starts with a job. People can't get housing, people can't move on with their life without the employment. The employment that NYSID provides us is amazing. I repeat myself because I said the same thing in the tape, that first of all, everybody on our team are in recovery. So you're not working with other people who are going to the bar on Friday night. They're going to an AA meeting or an NA meeting. And second of all, it's immediate gratification for a job well done and making our customers really proud of the work that we're doing. And third, the prevailing wage means that people can pay off child support debt. They can clean up their credit scores. They can learn how to save money and buy cars and move on with their life. I'm extraordinarily grateful. Maureen O'Brien, Joe Messina, Meredith Hartman, you guys have groomed me, raised us, expanded our contracts. The men and women, in the contracts department, Noreen is here somewhere. The math these people do, they make sure that we don't lose a nickel on a janitorial shirt or on a background check. They've helped us become, I don't want to say profitable because we're in the not-for-profit business, but our profits from our janitorial program support our housing. We have 17 houses. They house 88 people. The rent is affordable because of the jobs that they have. So thank you very much. Please buy paint. I also want to say thank you to Chuck. Chuck is here from SecureScan. And Rudy Harris is still in our housing, and he's here tonight. And I don't know if Ray Ben is here as well, but thank you very much. We have 30 jobs with a partnership with Ray Ben at the Corning Tower. And thank you. And this is the lovely Madeline Witt, who has done everything from the day she walked into our program with a job and housing. She just moved out into her own apartment, and she's getting ready to buy her own house.
Bear with me, I am not used to talking in front of a group of people. I want to say thank you to NYSID for bestowing upon me this honor of being an Employee of the Year. I would also like to thank Second Chances for recognizing me for this award. Second Chances has given me the opportunity to better my life in so many ways. I am forever grateful for everything that the Rose and Second Chances has done for me. Thank you.
Congratulations. You can go right off this way.
Next, the Corporate Partner of the Year Award is presented to SecureScan, a local data imaging business that includes individuals of all abilities in its workforce. Many SecureScan workers are hired through referral by NYSID members or state government agencies which serve individuals with disabilities, including OPWDD and OMH. SecureScan also recently transformed its business, now providing secure document destruction services with a mobile scanning truck. At SecureScan, individuals are given opportunities to prove that they can do and take on new challenges. Its NYSID Employee of the Year, Roody Harris, personifies just this. Let's watch together.
We are at SecureScan in Albany, New York. We're a document scanning service. We provide scanning of paper records for clients throughout New York State, New England, and parts of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Through NYSID and these referral partners, we hire people with disabilities. And in that partnership, we're to provide at least 51% of the labor force that does the work for these state agencies, local governments. We feel that the people that come in from these referral sources, they're so grateful to do the work. And they do such a great job with it. And it's a great work for a person who might have a mental or an economic or a physical disability to scan the paper records and digitize documents. As someone with a disability, I can tell you that the power of a paycheck is immense. It provides us the freedom and the capabilities to provide for ourselves and our families. We don't have the economic resources to go out and get these degrees. We don't have the capability of putting ourselves $30, $40, $50, $60, $80, $100,000 in debt and a lifetime of repaying it back to get these degrees. The only places that we have available are companies like SecureScan, like the corporate partners. That's all we have. So, 70% of all the people with disabilities in New York just aren't able to get jobs because there's not enough businesses who are doing what we do. When Roody first started, he started like a lot of people do in document imaging, and he started just learning how to prep the documents. And then over time, very quickly he began to excel at it. And the more he learned, it was like almost he craved the learning. So, he came in every day, he was asking great questions. He wanted to know more, wanted to do more, wanted to help more. And he came in and he just excelled from that point. And as he grew, so did his responsibilities.
It's a very open and accepting corporate culture. It's inclusive. Everyone is just works together, a real team environment. That's one of the things I like about this place is it's about the work. There's not a lot of politics. It's about getting that work done and having everyone be able to focus and work on their tasks. And that really opens the door for all sorts of people to work here. It's very much focused on what abilities you have and what you can offer. Being chosen as Employee of the Year makes me feel appreciated, it makes me feel valued, it makes me feel a lot of pride for what I've been able to do and accomplish, and it makes me feel like I have a special place here and that I'm worthy and that I do a good job. Throughout the years I've been here, Michael's been a major mentor for me. He's shown me, different things. He's trained me, and pretty much to the point where I've taken his place in a lot of the things that he did, I do now. And so there's a constant learning and growing, and like I said, a mentorship that's there with Michael. He's been probably my closest friend here at work, and someone that I do look up to quite a bit.
It's such an honor to to have SecureScan awarded with the 2023 NYSID Corporate Partner of the Year. It's something that, when I've gone to previous NYSID engagements and I've seen other companies get awarded, it's something that we've always strived to do because, NYSID is such a big part of our work culture. Our clients, many of our clients go through NYSID to get to us and to help them. So that partnership's super important, and to get the recognition after all these years, it's just an honor to do so.
Welcome to the stage, SecureScan President Chuck Tobin and NYSID Employee of the Year, Roody Harris.
Thank you, Maureen, Sanford, the NYSID board, and the NYSID leadership for this amazing honor. I'm joined here today by Roody and some of his peers who lead SecureScan. They put in all the hard work every day to earn us the opportunity to receive this award. Joined by Michael, who was in the video, who should really be doing this speech. Sean and Roody, and also Talia's here with us, Tabitha, and Andrea. And Jared is someplace, but I think we saw him in the video loading the shred truck. Maureen, there's no way that we can adequately thank you for all you've done for SecureScan. You've been a blessing since your first day here at NYSID, and we look forward to a lot of new opportunities. So thank you. We have wonderful NYSID partners with Unity House of Troy and with Second Chance. They continually refer wonderful people to us, new teammates, and they keep us well above the 51% that Michael mentioned. We're typically closer to around 65% disabled labor ratio, thanks only to Second Chance and Unity House. So thank you to them. There are so many friends here at NYSID that I want to thank, but I won't be able to name them all. So if I leave anyone out, just vote for us next year, and then I'll throw your name in. But seriously, Janine, I think she sends out at least 100 to 200 invoices for us a week. So, and she's always finding any error that we throw in there. So we appreciate that, Janine. Yes. I'd like to thank Sharon Segura and more recently Eric Burke for coming in. Although the audits or the compliance reviews are brutal, they are always handled in a very friendly way, so thank you for that. I'd like to thank my good friend, the BOBB, also known as Bob Braun, for doing our market comparisons, grinding through them, no matter how hard or difficult we make them. Thank you, Bob. And of course, I want to thank the entire sales crew, Katie and Valerie and Margie and Joe Messina, Bob Hemmel, Joe D, and now Ethan, for helping us to find new contracts and grow our business. Thank you for that. There's one person that has been there for us every step, from Focus Tech to SecureScan. She signed us up as a NYSID member, and she introduced me to both of my partners. Together we sold to every SUNY from Fredonia to Stony Brook. So Meredith, a special thank you to you for all you've done. So when we found out that we were nominated for the Corporate Partner of the Year, it was easy to select our Employee of the Year. This dedicated father of 3 children, who are all here today, Roody started with us 3 years ago, and he started out like everyone else doing document prep, getting paper ready to be scanned, and he quickly moved on to learning every single aspect of what we do. And now he comes in every single morning at, like 6 a.m.? And basically sets up the entire office so everybody can work. So Roody and his team and everyone else, they basically create and prepare and train and guide about anywhere from 60 to 90, depending on the department, people, and lead them into the path that Michael is taking and that Roody is taking, and who's next, really, is the great thing about it. So, you know, he's a well-deserving of this honor. He works, never goes home until the job is done, racking up overtime. So we're honored to have him as our Employee of the Year, so we can put a big hand together for Roody Harris.
There's been a lot of organization people who have helped bring me to this point, and the first organization was Second Chance Opportunities. They referred me to SecureScan while providing me housing, and I had come out of a halfway house, and I didn't really know where I was going to take the next step, and Second Chance put me in a job and put me in a house, and that's provided me with the stability that I've needed to grow, and I just want to thank them. I've over the 3 years I've been in their housing, I've seen them working with other people, and there's a lot of organizations out there that help people get sober, but I've witnessed very few that help people stay sober, and Second Chance does that. After working at SecureScan for a short while, it became a home for me, a place that I could enjoy being. And it's real important for me to have that place feel like a home, because I am thousands of miles away from Seattle, Washington, where I'm from, where my parents and my siblings and everyone I grew up with, I'm here so I could be with my children. And so having a workplace that feels like a home is really important. And I really want to thank Chuck Tobin. He's the most amazing boss. He is compassionate and he cares so deeply for the employees and for the work, understanding that the connection between being able to give all the people jobs is if the work is done correctly and the company's possible, then we have that ability to help give people jobs. Michael Kame has been a mentor to me. He's taught me so much. If I could count the hours of training that he has personally just put into me as a person, it would be outstanding. And I just want to thank him for everything he's done to get me to this point here. And most of all, I'd like to thank my reason for getting up every morning and doing what I do, my 3 kids, Tobias, Letijane, and Amaya. Tobias is intelligent, cautious, very smart and funny. I spend a lot of time with him. Letijane is my athlete. She's outspoken, musical. And Amaya, she's very artistic and creative and has great dreams for the future. And when I'm not at work, I do spend my time just enjoying them as people and doing everything I can to provide for them and be there as a father. So I love them very much, and they're a very important part of my life and pretty much my reason for doing everything. Thank you, kids, for giving me a reason to be stable. A long time ago, I was diagnosed with dual diagnosis, which is mental disorder and substance abuse disorder, and it's really hard to overcome both of them, but through the people who have helped me and the people I've mentioned and the organizations here, I've managed to get something that most people take for granted, and that is a sense of stability in my everyday life. And that through the job and through the housing and through everything that I've gotten, that stability is one of the most cherished things I have, and I'm just thankful for that as well.
NYSID customers are the reason individuals like Madeline and Roody are included in the workforce. Tonight, we recognize 2 long-term government agency customers, each of which prioritize jobs and independence for individuals with disabilities when making procurement decisions. The New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance is the state government agency of the year for 2023. OTDA was established to provide economic support to vulnerable New Yorkers, including those with disabilities. This mission aligns with its purchasing of NYSID products and services, making further connections to better lives for this workforce. OTDA's long-standing collaboration with the Center for Disability Services Mail Fulfillment Affirmative Business showcases this partnership in a meaningful way. Let's watch how.
We are at the Center for Disability Services Mail Fulfillment Center in Albany, New York. CMF, Center of Mail Fulfillment, has many preferred source contracts through NYSID. Our biggest contract is with the Office of Temporary Disability and Assistance. We provide mail fulfillment services, so that's print and mail services, for OTDA. And with that, we have produced roughly 80% of our volumes is through OTDA work. OTDA has been a wonderful partner over the years, really contributing to our mission and allowing for us to currently have 56 individuals with disabilities employed in fulfilling work of OTDA and other state agencies in the operation. So the environment we've been able to create here, really as a result of the Preferred Source program, and specifically with OTDA's support in the relationship that we've built with them, really has allowed for that to happen.
The Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance is an agency whose mission is to help New Yorkers meet their basic needs and also to advance financially by providing opportunities for employment, housing, and nutrition. And as part of that, we are required to send mailed notices to individuals who apply for our programs and recipients of our programs about changes that impact their eligibility or their benefit levels. We have had a strong partnership with NYSID and the Center for Disability Services for many years to help us meet this mailing requirement. The obligations that we have require the notices to be issued, but also to be issued under very strict legal timeframes. So it's very important to us that we have a vendor who can help us fulfill that need and also do so with a high quality and timeliness rates. And we have been very pleased with the services we've received through NYSID and the Center for Disability Services, and their employees have really come through for us in meeting that obligation.
OTDA, being the Customer of the Year, is fully supported here at the center. We have provided a variety of services for OTDA over the past 15 years and have evolved that relationship to the current point of the print and mail services being provided for them. Their continued support over the years has allowed us to be able to grow in terms of number of employees that we can hire and the number of hours those employees are actually working. We've been able to increase both of those with the commitment of OTDA to the center in general and to the program through NYSID. We have had a tremendous relationship with OTDA and look forward to many more years to come of service.
Our agency is very proud to have been named the State Government Partner of the Year by NYSID. We're grateful for the award. We think that it helps to reinforce the reason we work with preferred source vendors, and we're able to provide a lot of business for the employees of the Center for Disability Services so that we can provide meaningful employment for individuals with disabilities. So it's something that we will certainly share with everyone in our agency to help reinforce the important work that we do.
Please help me in welcoming to the stage OTDA Commissioner Barbara Gwynn.
Good evening, everyone. Our office, as we noted, we oversee a range of programs that touch a lot of lives in the state of New York. We help to provide people's basic needs. So that includes the administration and oversight of programs such as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program that serves, 3 million individuals every day and helps them put food on the table. We also provide benefits in the form of public assistance monthly grants and supplemental payments to individuals who are receiving federal disability benefits. We provide energy assistance, water assistance. There's lots of different things that we do. But ultimately, our goal for those who can work is employment. And we certainly appreciate the value of employment. Earlier in my career, I actually spent several years working at the State Department of Labor and, working closely with a lot of the services on the ground, certainly meeting people the way that they've benefited from employment programs, being people with disabilities and without. It really does make a profound difference in individuals' lives day to day, both financially and emotionally and socially. So we're happy to be a part of this effort. We really appreciate the recognition that we're receiving from Maureen O'Brien and the entire NYSID team, recognizing our collaboration with the Center for Disability Services and our work that we do with them through the Preferred Source program. As mentioned, they mail over 12 million notices a year for us. It's a critical part of the work that we do, and we have fortunately been able to expand that work recently, as Maureen mentioned earlier, with the large print notice work that we've been able to provide through CDS. They do a really good job. I mean, they honestly do. They have a strong program. When we need changes, they are responsive to our needs. So certainly would encourage anyone, and will encourage our partners and other agencies to work with NYSID as part of the Preferred Source program. Do want to recognize Ken Cornell, who's here with us from Office of Temporary and Disability tonight. He's with External Affairs. And then also Jason Wilkie, who is in our Contracts Bureau. And I think people at NYSID probably know Jason quite well. It's tough work. It can be tedious. We've had some bumps in the road over the years, but I think that actually has made our partnership even stronger. So we thank you, Jason, for your work with NYSID. I would also note that the employment of individuals with disabilities is definitely a top priority of Governor Hochul's. It's something that she cares deeply about. Even as Lieutenant Governor, I remember our agency meeting with her often as she expressed needs about not only the employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities, but also wanting to make sure that we were doing what we needed to do to help caretakers of those with disabilities, which is also really an important thing for the state to keep in mind. As you may know, last year, her office did establish the first ever Chief Disability Officer. That role is currently filled by Kim Hill. It is an important office. It's important to bring attention and to have someone in state government who can truly advocate on behalf of individuals with disabilities and their caretakers to make sure that they are delivering the services that they need and that we're responsive to their needs. And again, Kim really serves as a great advocate. It's also an important office in the sense that it helps to kind of direct state agencies and make sure that we're constantly putting in place policies and procedures, including hiring practices that are not only not discriminatory, but are very inclusive. And because of the work of this agency, I know our agency has recently, and I believe other state agencies have taken another look at some of our hiring practices to see how we can be more inclusive. And that is something that we will be working on over the coming year. It's definitely critical. I'm really impressed by the percentage of individuals with disabilities by the private sector partner. That's tremendous. And I know that folks like Center for Disability Services is a great example of what employers can do by just making some modest changes in terms of the workplace environment or workplace expectations, such as just simply making schedules more flexible to accommodate maybe different transportation needs that individuals have. It can be small changes. It can be mentorship to help folks. But by agencies and employers providing that level of commitment, one thing that we've all seen is that we know that the employer is the one who really benefits at the end of the day by having employees who are committed to the organization and are reliable. Certainly something that all employers today are looking for. So we are very happy to contribute in the small way that we do, and we certainly look forward to more opportunities to expand this work. Thank you.
In 2023, NYSID's annual Outstanding Performance Award program marked its 20th year of recognizing the power of work. The awards program has introduced a new class of outstanding performers each year since 2004, impacting more than 1,000 individuals along the way. We actually have 2 of those 1,000 people here tonight. Please, would you stand up, Isaiah Jameson and Robert Yessie? We'd love to give you a round of applause. Now it's time to meet the 2 individuals from the class of 2023 who are receiving NYSID's highest people-centered award. Elisabeth Yong overcame the stigma of mental health and learning disabilities to find employment success at Goodtemps, the temporary staffing division of Goodwill Industries of Greater New York, Northern New Jersey. Elisabeth went from working 1 day per week and living at home dependent on her parents to a string of successful Goodtemps placements that led to her permanent data entry job. She now shares an apartment and enjoys the Brooklyn social scene with friends, where she loves shopping local. Let's enjoy Elisabeth's story together.
Everyone that looks at me knows that I am physically capable, but even though I look healthy, I'm not healthy mentally. I have so much self-doubt that it just disables me to even do simplest things. And so it was difficult for me to find a full-time job. I was very depressed that I was competing against hundreds, maybe thousands of people in New York City, that I wasn't good enough for the job. I felt like I wasn't worth it.
I really saw that she had the potential. She just needed that support and guidance that our agency was able to provide.
Oh, okay.
Henry Street Settlement is a social service agency that has been around from the 1800s, and it's been very instrumental in helping people, lift people up. That's what we do.
Henry Street taught me all these coping skills to deal with my depression, especially when applying for a job. And Henry Street introduced me to Goodtemps during the pandemic. I got a phone call from Kulua saying that you are a good fit for this program that we have and that we possibly might have a job placement for you.
We see Elisabeth as one of our success stories. In 2020, she came in really without having a plan. We were able to provide her a platform, to encourage her and place her into the temporary assignments that led her to full-time employment.
The power of work is an important statement that we utilize in Goodwill, New York, and New Jersey, because we understand that without work, it's really hard to be independent and self-sufficient in a city like New York City. On any given day, Goodtemps has over 500 individuals placed in temp jobs. This could not be possible without the collaboration with NYSID, as that collaboration allows us to partner with these city and state agencies and provide amazing services to the customers that we work with.
I felt really proud of myself for actually putting myself out there, showing the world that I want to work, and that it made me really happy that I was able to accomplish something that I feared for so long.
It's such a wonderful thing to see her break through, as it were, and be able to achieve and to be successful. Kudos to Goodtemps for working with us to help her realize some of her goals and her dreams of becoming part of the community.
I really love the work that I do with data. It gives me a sense of purpose. It's routine and meticulous, and it's also detail-oriented. When I start doing something, I start to do it from start to finish. Here in the city, it's like boom, boom, boom. But I was able to manage the New York City pace. I'm not being overlooked by millions of people. I feel that I'm special in some way. I actually accomplished something. Getting a reward makes me feel that I'm recognized and that I'm not just a number on any application, that I'm actually humanized. It just blew my mind.
Welcome to the stage, Alicia McGrath, Goodwill's Executive Vice President of Mission, and Derek Bowers, Goodtemps Executive Director, who will accept Elisabeth's award tonight.
Good evening, everybody. Unfortunately, Elisabeth could not be here tonight, but she is extremely grateful, and I want to pass on her gratitude and thanks to you all for this amazing honor and recognition. My name is Derek Bowers, and I'm the Executive Director of Goodtemps, and we could not have done this amazing journey that Elisabeth has gone through, and many other of our temps that we place throughout the city and New York and the state of New York. That would not be possible without the amazing partnership and collaboration that we have with NYSID. So just want to give you all a round of applause. I'm not going to talk too long because that's, this is Elisabeth's honor. It's not my honor. It's for her. But I do want to mention that in her testimony, she stated that before Goodtemps, she had all this doubt that she had the skills and energy to work. And so when I looked at that and I thought of that, I think about how many others feel that way every day. How many individuals with disabilities, those who are underserved, have this doubt that they can push through, that they can achieve. But I have no doubt that with this continued partnership with NYSID and the work that we're doing at Goodwill and at Goodtemps, that we will do our very best to search out all of those who have doubt and prove them wrong. Thank you.
Logan Nye defines a success story in every way. He's an engaged member of the team creating custom apparel at the Arc Allegany-Steuben's Stitched Ink affirmative business. He smiles his way through learning new steps in the process. He also painstakingly learned how to drive just so that he could get to work on his own. Let's all meet our final honoree of the evening, Logan Nye.
No matter where I go, I always have the music on. There's something about music that makes me feel better. There were some people that never thought I would get my license or be able to drive, so I just proved everybody wrong. My name is Logan Nye, and I work at Stitched Ink. Well, I like my job because of independence, and I'm able to make a paycheck, and I get along with the workers, and my paycheck means independence.
Logan Nye is our 2023 nominee for the NYSID Outstanding Performance Award. I've been in this process for 20 years. Was lucky enough to be on the stage for the inaugural, the former Joslin Award with Casey Knott back in 2003. So it's very exciting for me to participate again with Logan. And I'm not sure I've ever been around anybody that reduces the stigma and champions working with people with disabilities more than Logan Nye. To watch him walk from his car to the shop. Every step is difficult, but you'll never see a complaint out of him. His grimaces turn into smiles. I mean, he's just an inspiration to me and to everybody in the shop. Logan was born with CP, some developmental disabilities, and he's just one of those guys that doesn't take no for an answer.
I just one of those people that like to try different things. I might be a little slow, but I'll eventually learn.
Stitch Ink is an affirmative business of the Arc Allegany-Steuben. We are a full-service embroidery and screen print shop, and we're a social enterprise that provides employment for people with disabilities. When Logan started here in the shop, he was kind of shy, kind of kept to himself a little bit, but it's been so exciting to watch him kind of open up. He's such a positive addition, and I think that the coworkers really enjoy his company. He never has a bad word to say about anybody, and he just kind of uplifts the whole shop.
Well, I just get along with everybody, and I haven't met anybody that I haven't gotten along with.
Logan actually started with the ARC in our day hat program and learned some soft skills and kind of slowly worked toward competitive employment. He's a real success story in that regard. But he works now in our print shop. He does some packaging, some receiving. He's just starting to train in the embroidery room. The thing about Logan Nye is he's willing to try a little bit of everything. He likes a new challenge. He loves to learn new things, and he's just been an incredible employee for us.
I get into like a groove, and I think I could be a role model because there have been times I've fallen down, but I always get back up. My smile because of my heart and my attitude towards people.
Preferred Source has been the backbone of our printing shop. We provide all the apparel that's worn by New York State Parks. We do a tremendous amount of work with the DEC, the DOT, school districts, a lot of government type agencies, but it's also opened the door for us to do work in the community. So, probably in a 30-mile radius, we do a lot of work with local businesses, with schools, with little leagues and youth football and youth sports. I think people feel good about, working with an organization that has a social mission, and we really pride ourselves in that.
Oh, Logan.
Our employees that work with Logan, they're more patient, they're more empathetic, they're more adaptable. As much as Logan has been transformed, I think our workplace has been transformed, and I would welcome any employer that would like to come in and see the value of an inclusive, diversified workforce and take a look at Logan Nye and see how valuable he is, not just with his productivity, but what he does just for the overall morale of the workforce.
I'm so surprised that I won, but I appreciate it, and I hope I inspire people.
Mission accomplished. Welcome to the stage, Logan Nye and Chris Kohler, Director of Business Operation from Stitched Inc.
Ladies and gentlemen, Logan Nye. I've been blessed to work in the field for 40 years, and I don't think I've had anybody that's inspired me as much as Logan. To watch him handle his physical difficulties every day while balancing the world of work with never complain, it just is incredible to me. Logan and I sat down and he asked me to put his thoughts together, and we did. And Logan asked me to say a few words. I stand before you tonight with a heart full of gratitude and an overwhelming sense of honor. Winning the 2023 NYSID Outstanding Performance Award is a profound moment in my life, and I want to express my deepest appreciation to those who've supported me. I want to thank my parents, Ricky and Mary Nye, for their unwavering support, for believing in me when I sometimes doubted myself, and for encouraging me to keep moving forward. Thank you to my relatives and friends for your love and constant encouragement. I would like to acknowledge my teachers and peers at the Addison Central School, the Carter School, and GST BOCES. You helped me to believe that anything was possible, and your support and understanding were pivotal as I was growing up. I would like to thank Joan from the Woodhall Methodist Church and Marcy from the Living Waters Church in Hornell for their spiritual guidance and encouragement. A big thank you to my supervisors at the Arc Allegany-Steuben, Stitched Inc., Christina Leisure, Rebecca Shutt, Dodie Putnam, for the excellent training and opportunities you provided me. Thank you for always believing in me and giving me the chance to learn new skills. I'm so grateful for my job and the moments you shared with me, both joyful and challenging. And thanks to my coworkers who are here to share the special evening with me. I would also like to single out Andrew Strife from the Stevens Driving School in Buffalo, for helping me realize my dream of getting my driver's license, especially during the moments when it seemed like only you and I believed that we could do it. Finally, I want to express my gratitude to NYSID for this wonderful award and for shining the light on the broader community of individuals living with disabilities and reminding them that anything is possible when given support and opportunities, and you can do anything you dream of if you believe in yourself.
Yeah, if you don't give up.
You want to add anything else?
I would have made it this far if I gave up, so.
Never give up, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We're going to turn around here, and they got a couple. Watch your step a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just want to thank NYSID again for having me here with you tonight. I'm always constantly inspired by the stories of our honorees and the people in this room. I think this event is a wonderful reminder to everyone that inclusion not only matters, but it really can work. And every one of you are living proof of that fact, leading the way and setting an example. So thank you all and have a great evening.
We want to give a special thanks to Katsy Hudson from News 10. A great job as our MC once again. Thank you. This has been a special night, and we want to thank all of you for making it possible. Before we move to adjourn the meeting, we'd like to thank the Schenectady Arc for the beautiful table arrangements created by individuals with disabilities. We also thank the Arc Lexington's Flame Band, who will entertain us during our reception as well. In addition, honorees should remain in this room for group photos, and all of our other guests are welcome to take photos at the backdrop here in the right-hand corner of the room after the honorees are done. And after the adjournment, we invite all of you to join us next door for the reception. If there is no further business occurring, can I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting? Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much, Patrick. All in favor? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you once again. We made it through. This was great.